Hey all you cool cats and kittens, it's your tutorial king here with another video. And today I'm going to show you everything you need to know to get ready for your first day of class in Canvas. Now if you've already published your courses or taken the tutorials and the trainings, congratulations! You probably don't need this video, but feel free to stick around and listen to the sweet sounds of my sultry voice. If, however, you're just getting started or you're feeling anxious and overwhelmed, still unsure about Canvas, maybe you don't know what Canvas is because you've been on vacation somehow, well, this is the video for you because I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to get started. Before we do that, I want to tell you how I want you to use this tutorial because the tutorial should work for you. So, check this out. At the bottom of each video, you should see a gear. If I am going too slow for you, click on that gear, click on playback speed, and crank it up. It is not going to hurt my feelings if you go faster. You should go faster. You should go as fast as you possibly can through these tutorials so that you can save your precious time. Crank it up. Hi everyone, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed at having to learn an entire... It will sound a little chipmunky, but it will save you an immense amount of time. Gear, playback speed. The other thing is I'm going to create sections on the video that you should see down here. So if you already know something, you should skip ahead as needed to the sections, okay? So you can just skip to the part that you need. If you've already learned something that I'm going over, just skip it. And of course, if you need me to stop, you can pause the video and go back as needed. Okay, are you logged into Canvas? Excellent. Let's get started. You should see your dashboard. It's going to have a bunch of course cards here. Some of them may be published, although if you're watching this video, they probably aren't. You may have more or less than I do. Right now, I want you to ignore all of that and head over here to your account. We're going to set up some general Canvas settings before we even get into the course creation. Go ahead and click on notifications up at the top. Now, every tutorial I have watched has started with like a 10-minute journey on notifications, and I'm going to simplify that immensely for you. Turn them off. Just turn them all off. Why? They're annoying. If you have Canvas on your phone, you're going to get push notifications, and you're going to get emails. You're going to get so many things with the default settings that Canvas has set up. Now, does that mean you should never turn on your notifications? No, you can turn them on whenever you want. You don't have to listen to me about any of this. But my life has become immensely better since I have turned them off. And when school starts, I may turn them on if I want to. Next, you're going to go to Settings, and you're going to give yourself a profile picture by clicking on this little circle up here. Upload a picture. I took a picture of my school photo from last year and emailed it to myself. I'm going to use that. Click Open. Move this little circle thing by clicking and dragging so that you look all nice. You can adjust the handles here. Okay, and click Save, and then your students can get to know you from a tiny thumbnail. Next thing we're going to do is make sure that Google Drive is over here in Registered Services. If it is, you're good. If it is over here in Other Services, click on Google Drive and authorize it. You may need to log into your D219 account just so it knows to use that, and click OK, and it should appear over here. Next thing you want to do is go up here to Edit Settings and choose your pronouns. That creates a more comfortable environment for your students. Hit Update Settings, and that's it. That's all you got to do in Settings. If you're wondering where this tutorial is headed, this is your final product. I'm going to show you how to make a basic homepage so that your students have someplace to go to access the materials that they need for you and your students to be successful. This is one I've already created. See, we got a picture at the top. You got a little welcome thing, and then you have 3 links. Now, some of your friends may have made something way fancier than this, and Canvas does have a lot of bells and whistles, but we are gonna do it easy. Easy, basic, effective. That's what we wanna do. So let's do it. Go ahead over here onto your left side and click Courses, and this little menu should pop up. You may see a bunch of courses. So what I want you to do is go all the way to the bottom and click All Courses. In All Courses, we can actually choose the ones that we want to see. We don't really care about second semester. So any course that ends with S2, we could just leave those stars blank. And any course that has S1 or any course that you want to see, you can click the star and make it orange. And then those are the only ones that will show up. So I just did all my semester ones, and those are the ones that show up in this menu. So pick the one that you want to set up. I'm going to choose Images of Lit because I haven't set that up yet. And now you're going to see this page here. So the first thing that we're going to do is scroll down to Settings. And then in Settings, we're going to choose a course image. This will help your students find your course easier. Go ahead and click on Unsplash, unless you have a picture that you want to use. This is just a real easy way that you can find one. So I'm going to do, I don't know, theater. Like this one, movie theater. I'm going to choose that. And then that appears as your course card. And that's all you need to do in this one. You can check here. I think this is done automatically, but if you scroll down and click View Grading Scheme, make sure that the D219 standard grading scale is there. If it isn't, if you don't see this, click Select Another Scheme and choose it, and then say Use this grading standard. Okay, but if it's already set, you don't need to do anything. But that's an important thing to check. So again, that's down here, View Grading Scheme. Once you have your picture and your grading scheme set, you can say update course details. Next thing I want you to do is come over here and click on Pages. And then you're going to create a new page by clicking on this green Page button over here. We're going to call this Home. All right, so now we're going to click on this Align button. Click Align Center. Click on this font thingy. Make your font nice and big. Say welcome to whatever the name of your class is. Okay. Exclamation point a little too excited. Make your font a little bit smaller. I'm going to do Zoom. That little thingy. Modules. That little thingy. Syllabus. That thing, by the way, is just above the backslash, forward slash, the one that's not the question mark. You can find it on your keyboard if you hit Shift. Okay, now these are going to be our links for our students. So all you do right now is just type that there. Okay, I'll show you how to do the picture later. It's not essential. It's not an essential ingredient, so I don't want to waste your time if you don't care about that. This is literally all you need. If you want to change the font, you can just come up here to Format, and then you can go down to fonts and choose something that you like better. But I think this looks fine. So now our next step is to create the things that these are going to link to. So we'll just click Save. At this point, have you already created your Zooms for your class? You haven't? Okay. If you haven't, I want you to pause this video. And I want you to go watch my other video that tells you how to create every meeting ever for the whole semester. And then when you're done with that, come back here. Okay, go watch that. Great, have you watched it? Fantastic. So you have your Zooms. Okay, so we want to link this to our Zoom meeting. Now, if you only have one section of the course that you're editing, right? So for instance, I only have one section of Images of Lit. All you're gonna do is you're gonna click Edit, and then you're going to highlight Zoom. You're gonna click this link, you're gonna say External Link. Okay, this is if you have one section only. You're gonna go to zoom.com, wherever that meeting was that you created, right? You follow the directions in the other video I made, and then you're gonna have this invite link. You're gonna copy that. I just right-clicked and then I said copy link address. And then you're gonna go back to Canvas, and you're going to, in the link box, paste, right-click, click paste, and you're gonna say done, okay? Now, when your students come to this page, again, this is if you only have one section, They're going to click on Zoom, and it's going to take them directly to that Zoom meeting room that you've set up for the whole semester. Whenever it's class time, they can come right here. That's it. And you're going to click Save. However, if you have more than one section, this is not going to work because you don't want your students coming to the same Zoom room, right? You've made different meetings per section. So how do you do that? Let me show you how you can do that. I'm going to remove this link. And now I'm going to show you. Okay, so we're going to save this. I'm going to go into Pages. And I'm going to create a new page. Basically what I'm going to do, if this pops up, you can just close that out. I'm going to call this Zoom Links. I'm going to create a page that they can come to with both sections. So I'm going to say period 8, and I like to put the meeting time information, 12 p.m., and then you can say hit enter, but let's pretend I had another one, period 9, 1 p.m. Okay, now we're going to highlight the first one and link it to, click on the link thing, external links, paste in your Zoom link. And again, I don't have this, but if you do, you're going to go back to Zoom, go to that other course, right? Grab the link, right click, copy link address, highlight this, external link. Now, again, make sure this is a different link. I don't have a different link because I'm just making this up, but this is what you would do. So now you have period 8 linked to your period 8 Zoom, period 9 linked to your period 9 Zoom, and then you're going to hit save. Go up here, you're going to hit view all pages, click on your home page, click edit, highlight Zoom, click on this link, and now this time you're going to do a course link because we just created a page. Click on pages, drop that little arrow down, click on Zoom links, that's the thing you just made. And now check out what happens, hit save. If a student comes here and they click on Zoom, it's going to bring them to that page. If your class has multiple sections, they can just click on the one they want. And what happens when they click on this? It will bring them to Zoom, right? It will try to open that Zoom meeting. Now, if it's not running, they won't be able to enter. But if class is in session, they'll be able to join your meeting. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our modules. So modules is the way that Canvas organizes work for your students. So again, just like everything else, I want to keep this very simple and focused. So before we can create the module, we need to create the stuff that goes in the module. So I'm going to ask that you go back to view all pages up here. And we're going to just make an agenda. I think that this is useful. You may find it useful or not, and you can do it however you want. Click add page up here, and we're just going to call this agenda, and we'll do the date, so August 17th through 21. And now you can say something, since this is the first one they'll see, you can say something like, hi, everyone, welcome to class. Every week you'll see an agenda like the one below. So now I'm going to add a table, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You just go over here and you click on table, and then hover your mouse over table, and then in this grid that pops up, you can choose. I'm just going to do a 2x4. I'm going to say day in this first box, and I'm going to say activities/notes in the second box. And then the only days that really matter this week are going to be Tuesday, this class anyway, Wednesday, and Friday. You can fill this out according to your class and the days that are relevant. If this box isn't big enough for you, you can grab these little dots and drag that open. Okay, so now in Tuesday, I'm going to say first Zoom meets at 12 p.m. And Wednesday, I might say like complete intro survey by 11:59 p.m. And then on Friday, I might say second Zoom meets at 12 p.m. Now, this agenda can be as detailed or not as you want. It's totally up to you. You can link these things to your Zooms. You can link this to your activities, whatever it is. But just for right now, just to show you how to do that, we're going to save. So you have your agenda, okay? Which is great, right? So like, I'm assuming you're going to have some kind of activity, maybe, that you want them to do this week. So I'm going to show you how you can do that. Over here, you're going to go to assignments. And then in assignments, you're going to click add assignments. You'll notice that this is kind of very similar. You're always going to the green add new. You're going to call it something. So I'm going to say intro survey. And in this case, just to show you how to do this, you can just go here and say, like, you can paste in, here's a survey, and what's your name, or whatever. And then you can ask them to fill that out. But I'm going to show you how to do it. A lot of us have things on Google Docs, and we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We don't have time to reinvent the wheel. So how can you just have them fill the survey out on a Google Doc? Let me show you. So you're actually going to scroll past this part. And then down here in submission type, you're going to choose external tool. Okay. External tool, because we're using Google Docs, which is an external resource. Over here, you're going to hit find. Scroll down to Google Drive Cloud Assignment. Now you have two options here. This first option allows you to check and grade things within Canvas. And the second option allows you to grade and check things within Google. It really doesn't matter, whichever one you're more comfortable with. They'll both make copies for students. So I'm gonna click the first one, Google Drive Cloud Assignment. And I'm gonna find that intro survey. This is gonna open up your Google Drive. It should look how you remember it. And so I'm gonna navigate to that survey I want, which is somewhere. Here we go. I'm gonna say submit, and then you're gonna say select. And now nothing's gonna appear to happen. That's okay. If you are grading this, you'll wanna change the points up here. But this is just a survey, so I'm not gonna grade it. Then you just wanna set a due date down here. I'm gonna say this is due, I don't know, Friday. You can change the time if you'd like. Cool. If you're only assigning this to one section, we can get into that later, but just I'm assuming everybody's getting the same stuff right now. And then you're going to click save. And when you click save, you will notice that this thing up here says you've created a cloud assignment, external tool submission type for your Google account. Students will receive a copy of this document that they can modify for their assignment submission. So when students open this, they will see that Google Doc that you've created. Here's my survey. So they can fill this out and then submit it to me, and they'll all get their own copy. So I didn't have to create anything new here, which is nice. If you have stuff on Google Docs, that's a time saver. Okay, so now that I have my agenda and my assignment, now I can actually show you how to make the module and put both of those things in there. So over here on your menu, you're going to click modules. And we have nothing right now. We haven't done anything. So there's this big button right here that says create a new module. You can hit that. And we're going to call this, I'm going to do it by weeks. You can do it by units, but I'm just going to say week 1. And then I'm going to do the same thing, August 17 through 21. That's just a way for me to think about it. Add module. So this basically creates, think of this as like a container. All of your materials and stuff you're going to put in this bin so that students can find it easily. So right now we've just created the container. There's nothing in it. So click on this plus sign over here. And this is going to, you'll see, oh, here's my assignment. So I can put the intro survey there. Okay, now they get that intro survey. I'm going to go to the plus sign. Now I don't see my agenda, right? You have to change up here. It says add assignment. We want to add a page. My agenda was in a page. So there it is, agenda. Let's say that, add. Now, I want the agenda to be first, so I'm going to actually drag. You can see these little dot thingies, yeah? Drag that up. So now when students come to this module, they'll see the container, they'll see the agenda, and they'll see the intro survey. When they click on the agenda, they can see that table we made, right? If you had this linked, they could just click on the links here. You don't have to do that, but you certainly can. It makes things a little bit easier for them, though it is more time consuming for you. And then if they click next, right, they could just as easily get to that assignment. And I will tell you that that is, I'm going to click on modules again. That's the hardest part right there. You're over the hump. Is that creating those modules, creating that information is the toughest part. Everything else is easy breezy. So congratulations. Good job. There's one more thing that I should tell you. Once everything looks good, you want to click this, publish, next to each button. Oh, I guess if you just click it there, it does it for everything. Clicking on publish basically just means I'm ready for my students to see this, right? So you have to click on it because you want them to see it, but if you're working on things and you don't want them to see it, then leave it unpublished, okay? But even though I've clicked publish here, my students still can't see it because my overall course hasn't been published. But just remember to do that, and then they'll be able to see it when your course is ready. All right, awesome. So we have one more thing that we need to link to. So that is our syllabus, right? So there is actually a dedicated place for your syllabus. So over here on the left, you can click on syllabus, and then you can click edit up here. You're gonna get the same editing screen. I like to make it a little bigger. And same thing, you can paste in your syllabus. You could just start typing in this box if you'd like, and then it will be natively on Canvas. But if you already have a syllabus somewhere in your documents, you can just upload them. So let me show you how to do that. If you have a Word doc syllabus, you can click on these three dots over here and click this document icon, and then say upload document. And you navigate to your Word doc, and then it will embed inside of this page. Or if you have a Google Doc like many of us do, you can click on this little plug icon. Click on the plug. You should see Google Apps here. Click on the words themselves. That should bring you to your folders. Navigate to your syllabus, as I'm doing images of lit, so I'm going to find that. The one thing to note is you will and should make a remote learning version of it, because your policies and procedures probably say things about like seating charts and physical spaces that don't apply in any way anymore. So it's a little time consuming, but it is a good rule of thumb that your policies will probably need updating. So then this is just in here. So I'm done, right? I already went through, I made some Zoom rules, and I adjusted this to be appropriate for remote learning. So update this, and when my students come here, they just kind of view it within this little box thing. It's kind of strange looking, but it should look better for them because they'll have the viewer view. Okay, cool, great. So now we can go back to our pages, and we can go back home. And we've got a couple more links to add here, right? So we're gonna go to edit. You can highlight modules, click on the link, click on course links. Now don't get confused by this, ignore that modules, and go to course navigation, and then open that up by clicking that little arrow and click on modules. Now my modules link is linked to the container we made before. Do the same thing with syllabus, highlight that, click on the link, course links, and course navigation. Syllabus is right here. And that's it. Hit save. Look at that, looks beautiful. Now, There's just a few more things we need to do before you're totally ready to go. So you're going to click on Pages. Okay, and now you're going to notice again, oh, we have to publish these things. Everything you make has to be published. Is that going to be tedious and something that messes you up sometimes? Maybe, but just don't forget. You're never going to forget, right? Hit publish. We want to publish our home. We want to publish our Zoom links. We want to publish our agenda. Everything's published. Yes? Good. Now, on home, you're going to click on these three little dots. And you're going to click Use as Front Page. What that does is it allows this page, this home page, to appear as your home page. Now I want you to click on Home. Right now, that is not appearing as your home page. How do we change that? Over here on the right side, click on Choose Home Page and choose Pages Front Page. Click Save. Now you will see, oh my gosh, this is the first thing that your students are going to see, that beautiful title, those amazing links, so clear, so clean, and that's it. Well, that's not it. You got to click Publish when you're ready. If you're good, if you feel like everything's set, you can click Publish, and this course will be live and ready to go for when your students sign in. All right, once you hit publish over here, you're good to go. And I want to congratulate you for making it through and building your first Canvas course. You're amazing, and I knew you could do it. I do, though, want to invite you to stick around for two more features that may be useful to you. The first one is Student View, right? You've made this, you're a little nervous, you're like, I don't know, did I follow this right? Did I do everything correctly? So a great thing that Canvas has is this Student View over here. Now, you can only find the Student View in the home page. So if you're not seeing this, make sure you click on Home over here, and you should see Student View, right? Clicking on this will actually show you your Canvas page as if you were a student in your class. So let's click on that and see what it looks like, and just make sure that we did everything right. This is a good way to check, right? So, okay, everything looks like it's appearing right. This is what your student is going to see. Let's click on Zoom. If you have multiple sections, it's going to bring you to this Zoom link page we made. If you've got just the one section, that clicking on that link should bring you to the external Zoom meeting. That looks good. Now let's click on modules. Clicking on modules. Okay, good. We've got our container here, and inside that container is agenda. If we click on that, can we see it as a student? Yes, brilliant. Let's go back. If we click on intro survey, can we see this as a student? Yes, we can. Now it's going to make them log in, right? That's okay. That when they log in, they'll be able to see it. If this is what we want to see right now, perfect. So let's go back home. Let's check our syllabus out. Same thing, they won't see this until you're a real student logging in, but you can, if you see this, you'll know that you put your document in there correctly. That's great. So that's awesome. That's Student View. If you want to get out of Student View to edit anything, you have to go down here and click Leave Student View. We're going to do that now. And now I'm going to teach you one final feature. This is absolutely unnecessary. You do not need it, but it adds a little something to your course. Okay, if you remember in my example, I had a nice image up here. So let me show you how to do that if you want. Go ahead and click Edit. And you're going to put your cursor right in front of these words and hit Enter. And then you're going to click above the words in the middle-ish and see your cursor up there. And then you're going to go over to this icon, which looks like a picture, and click Upload Image. And then you are going to click Unsplash, unless you have a picture that you really like already. Type in whatever it is you're looking for. I'm going to use that same picture that I used from before for the course, and click on it, click Submit. Now it comes up huge, and I don't want it to be huge. A very simple thing to do is click on the picture, click Image Options. Over here, change the size of that to something smaller. And there you go. Boom, you got a picture at the top. Gorgeous. I, though, think there's a little bit of a better way to do it, though it does take a few more steps. So if you're extra like me, follow along. Okay, so we're going to right click on the picture. This is before I resized it. you're going to click Save Image As. And then I'm assuming you're using your school laptop for this. If you're not, if you're using a different computer, the instructions from this point forward may be a little different. Call it whatever you want. Click Save. That's going to save onto your computer. We got to find it now. If you're in Chrome, you can go to Downloads, or if it appears down here, you just click on that and open that up. It should open in your photo app, and there's this little crop button up here. Again, if you're using a different piece of software, this might be different. These little circular corners, you want to grab them and make this nice and long, and then you can kind of like move your picture so that it's just the way you want it. Once that looks the way you want, click Save a Copy. And it should save a copy or ask you what you want to call it. I'm just going to replace that original image. Good. Now you're going to go back to Canvas, and you're going to get rid of this big one. Delete that. I clicked on it and I hit delete on the keyboard. And then you're going to go back to this image icon, upload image, click on that spaceship, click on movie theater or whatever you called your picture, and click submit. And oh my goodness, just look at that. Wow. Beautiful. And click save, and you have a lovely, full-featured, basic, simple, minimal, effective homepage for your students. Congratulations. You should feel proud. You should feel amazing, really. So good job, and I will see you in the next tutorial.